There's always a culture difference between like the foreigners here and the people who live in Shanghai.
I've been told that here is very like normal for Chinese girls to hold hands, even though they are not a couple. Maybe they are just friends, but it's kind of like cute, right? Like,
Yeah.
so you think that the government doesn't support the LGBT community?
As a Chinese, you feel like the responsibility to give money back to older people or give money back to your cousins or your relatives. I think it's quite common. Like the things that we talk about is kind of a different, like for foreign people and Chinese people.
They don't have homeless here because they take them to the countryside, maybe.
8 people live in the same room.
Really?
Yeah.
You also have a foreign boyfriend,
A
right?
few years ago, I feel like it's hard for me to talk with foreigners.
Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Tamara here, and today I'm interviewing a friend of mine. We are in Shanghai right now, and please, Kenny.
Ta-da!
Hello.
Hello everyone, my name is Kenny. Welcome to Tamara's channel.
So Kenny, thank you for being here with me today. I just started this series of conversations with friends and people from different countries, and I just like to know their experiences. So I will be so happy to like get to know you better, even though we are friends. Okay, so introduce yourself, and maybe you can tell them how did we meet.
Hello everyone, my name is Kenny. I was born and raised in Hainan. I moved to Shanghai about 4 years ago, and now I'm working as a account manager in an American company. Um, and I think I met with Tamara is around 2 years ago when we were at a friend's dinner together. And then at the time we were just keep watching Stranger Things at the time. And Tamara at the day she wear like a t-shirt like with Stranger Things on it.
Yeah,
I think this is the first time that I met Tamara. And at that time I feel Tamara is a really interesting person and really talkative. And you always feel something like well when we talk we always feel like super connected and like comfortable to talk with each other. I
That's
think
so
we just became
sweet.
friends at the time.
Oh, I didn't know this. See, you can always learn from these
Yeah.
interviews. That's so sweet. Thank you. I also need to say that you also have a very nice, positive energy. So I do appreciate this. And okay, so you are from Hainan, which is in the south of China, very close to Vietnam, right?
Yeah.
And why did you move to Shanghai? Well, what was the reason?
Yeah, I think Hainan is like it's nice to live and chill over there, enjoying the sunshine and the beach. But for working opportunity, I feel like Shanghai has plenty of working opportunity here. Yeah, especially you can meet with different people, different kind of opportunity that you cannot find in Hainan. And also, I feel like the culture here is super diversified, and you can always meet with different people. As a multicultural city, yeah, I think this is one of the fascinating part of Shanghai.
So it's always easy to make new friends, right?
Yeah.
Do you have a lot of foreign friends?
I think before I met with my boyfriend, I think most of my friends here in Shanghai are Chinese. But yeah, there are always lots of foreigners here in Shanghai. It's not a rare thing. You can always bump into like white people, different kind of. Oh no, cannot say white people. Different can bump into different people from different country, different colors, different races.
But
Yeah.
is it easy for you to engage with them, to start a conversation with them, and to make like true connections with them, or not?
I think there's always a culture difference between like the foreigners here and the people who live in Shanghai. I think for foreigners here, they always have a community here. If you are not one of them, it's kind of hard for like a Chinese to fit into.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this kind of a community.
Oh, I believe like I also have the same experience, maybe like, but in the opposite way. Also, the language barrier, I think, is part of it as well, because you
Yeah.
cannot like talk much with them if you don't know the language. But for you, that you speak English, you can just talk to everybody, basically, right?
Yeah, I think it's not really the thing. Even though you speak English, but like the like the environments that you grow up in, like the things that you experience different. Yeah, because for Chinese, it's super different from the people from the West and from the people from all of the world. Yeah, I think it's hard for me at the beginning to find like common topic to talk with
Oh.
foreign peoples.
Wh- So, what is the most, what's the barrier you find then? Like the cultural barrier that you find to like really engage with foreigners?
I think for Chinese, like the most common topic would be like work, family, and your career. But for foreigners, like most of our friends, we usually talk about like food, cultural, travel. Yeah, like the things that we talk about is kind of a different, like for foreign people and Chinese people.
So, like Chinese people talk more about family, you think?
Yeah, I think so, and gossip as well.
Okay. I mean, maybe everybody gossips, but yeah, I do feel like Chinese people like gossip more, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is so, right?
You can feel that.
Yes, kind of. I think they just talk about like someone, but since I don't understand, I cannot tell. But I mean, I have the feeling that they talk about me sometimes, or
Okay.
other people, like when someone is staring at us or something, like talking. You know, like they're not discreet. But do you feel like for you is more a superficial way of relationship or not?
What do you mean, super?
When you talk to foreigners, do you think it's more superficial, or you can like really talk about deep things?
Um, like a few years ago, I feel like it's hard for me to um, talk with foreigners to have deep conversation. Especially, I didn't have like any experience for studying abroad. It's kind of hard for me to find a common topic. But now, it's quite easier. Especially, you have like a kind of a common interest like sports, music, or like a trivia game.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy for us to it's easier for me to find common topic if I join like we share the common activities
Yeah.
together.
Yeah. And especially, you also have a foreign boyfriend, right? So, can you tell us more about this and how is the relationship since you are from different cultures as well?
Actually, honestly speaking, I didn't feel much cultural difference between me and my boyfriend. My boyfriend is an Italian, and but he speaks really fluent Chinese.
Yeah.
So there not really have we didn't have really like language barrier between us. So it's easier for us to communicate in Chinese. It's way easier like dating with a another boyfriend who doesn't speak any Chinese. Yeah, so I didn't feel like much difference. Um,
But when you go to Italy, for example, you recently went to Italy for holidays, and did you experience something different from your culture?
I think deep down there is, but I cannot tell the
Yeah.
difference. But I think I can tell is that Italian and Chinese we share the common culture is that we really cherish our family.
Yeah, totally.
We always put our families on the top priority in our life. I think this is the things that is common. That is the same for us.
I also feel like I don't know. From my side, I need to say that I'm very independent. I don't like. I'm not a person who miss my family. Like every day, I need to call them on the phone. Like I'm very independent. So for me, like maybe I have a different point of view in terms of family. But here, you need to like be very very close and support your family so much, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel the pressure from your family sometimes as well to like be the one supporting them when they need something, or even though they don't need something, you need to. Do you feel like you need to offer your help, or I don't know, in some ways?
Yeah, I think it's quite common for Chinese people to take care of the younger generation and especially for the older people. Sometimes, as a Chinese, you feel like the responsibility to give money back to older people or give money back to your cousins or your relatives. I think it's quite common. For example, like if you are a girl, like born in a Chinese family, if you have a younger brother, and for sure, for sure, if after graduation, if you can earn money, for sure you have the responsibility to take care of your younger brother in that case.
Wow. Okay. Now,
Yeah.
for me, in Spain, I don't think we have that culture. Maybe it depends on the situations, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if your family needs it, I mean, for sure. But okay. And how do you live your relationship with your partner here in China? Do you feel there is a pressure, or you can like act normal and in front of others? How it is? Is there restrictions here, or you can just live your love freely?
You know, before I came to Shanghai, I always feel like in Europe, in American, in the States, the culture is more open-minded. Like the people are for homosexual, for gay guys, for LGBT. I feel like for Western people, they're easily to accept the fact that you're gay, you're a lesbian. But since I came to Shanghai, I feel like I do like uh, the culture here more than the Western, and here's the reason. I feel like European, if you don't like someone, if you don't like a kind of a group or community, you are easily to say bad things and um, mean things about them, against them. But in China, if you don't like gay, you don't like LGBT, it's easier to just ignore and disregard them. They wouldn't they, like for normal Chinese people. If I'm a gay guy, they would not say bad things about
Yeah.
me in front of me. Yeah, they would not punch me. They would not like spit in front of me. I think this is like the easier. I think it would be easier for me as an Asian gay guy to live
Yeah.
in Shanghai better than living in the rest of the world.
I think this is because everybody minds their own business and they don't like approach others to say anything here. That's
Yeah.
why I think people is very respectful and like they leave you live your life.
Yeah,
So
I think
yeah.
they didn't say that they just support the right of LGBT, but they just don't say bad things against it. I think
Okay.
this is the good thing.
So you think that the government doesn't support the LGBT community?
Not really, not really.
But for example, if you're holding hands in public, it's totally fine.
Uh, I think it's kind of strange for like to to
To you, right?
yeah.
Like you don't do it
I
actually. I never seen you like kissing in public or
yeah, I don't
holding
feel like the
hands.
need to do it in
Okay.
public. You can just do it at home. For me, I'm not like to holding my hands or kissing with my partners in public, but in Shanghai, you can always see there are some couples, lesbian, gay guys, they're holding their hands or kissing in public. Yeah, it's kind of normal in Shanghai, but it's not quite normal for the rest of the cities in China.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's more traditional, right, in the countryside or small cities.
it's true.
And even sometimes when I'm walking the streets, I see Chinese girls holding hands. And I've been told that here is very like normal for Chinese girls to hold hands, even though they are not a couple. Maybe they're just friends. But it's kind of like cute, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, it's my bestie. I'm gonna hold hands and we're gonna walk like this.
Yeah, it's quite a common thing in China. Like for two besties, they're holding their hands, but they're not really lesbian actually.
Yeah. But in guys, you don't see it, right? You don't see guys holding hands because they're just friends.
Yeah, no. Swearing.
We are sweating so much, right? It's like 40 degrees, I think.
Not 40-degree today.
35?
No, no.
I don't know, but with the humidity here, it's killing me.
Yeah, it's 33
sweating.
something.
So, how expensive is the life here in Shanghai?
In Shanghai, it's quite like the cost of living in Shanghai is super high compared to the other cities in China. Yeah, I think if you live in Shanghai, you wanted to live like a comfortable and wealthy life, you gotta for sure earn a lot.
Do you think like Shanghai is the place for making the most money in China, or even Beijing too? Maybe they're at the same level.
I think Shanghai and Beijing is pretty much the same. There's a lot of opportunities in both city. Yeah, but I think there would be more opportunity for earning more money in Shanghai for sure than earning money in the other cities in China.
Do you think it's more expensive the rent here, or just groceries, eating outside, restaurants, like food? Because for me, okay, I'm not a big fan of Chinese food. We know that.
Yeah.
And so every time that I order food or I go to a restaurant is foreigner. Like you can find like cuisines from all around the world here. So I do spend money on food actually, but if you buy Chinese food or you go to a Chinese restaurant, it's way cheaper.
Mm.
So do you spend more money in food or like social life or rent? What do you think?
Wow, that's a. I think it really depends on what type of lifestyle you wanted to live in Shanghai. If as a foreigner you wanted to live a fancy life and always have wanted to have Western foods, for sure it's super expensive for comparing to having foods in like local Chinese restaurant. Yeah, it really depends on the person. I think for the rents here, it can ranging from like 3,000 RMB to like 50.
Where do you find a place for 3,000?
There is some single room like
Oh
in the
my god.
suburb that
Oh.
it could it could be 3,000 per month, ranging to like 30,000 per month. It could be possible. Yeah,
I
depends
think
on what.
it's I think it's more about like 6,000 to like going
No,
up. No?
that is the standard for you, but for
Oh,
Some Chinese, it could be even lower,
even
like
lower.
100.
But
Yeah,
not downtown, right?
downtown there could be some option like several six eight people live in the same room. It could be hundreds of RMB per month.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you talk more about this? Like, do you know or have you experienced like something or some building with a lot of people living together as like
Um,
roommates?
I didn't encounter this kind of situation like for people in my life, but I know that there are some people living in downtown. Probably they're like a construction worker or a cleaner, working nearby. They're able to find some options for that. Like living in downtown could just cost like hundreds per month.
What if they have a family, they have kids? Do they live with other people as well or only with the family?
I think it could be both.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm also surprised because here you don't see homeless people. Um, how is that? Because
Oh my god.
I've been told that the government here they give jobs to everybody, even though like the people with less resources, so they can like have a life and they don't need to be on the streets and stuff like that. So they can provide like different jobs for them. Maybe they're not the fanciest jobs, but they can just survive and like keep going with their lives.
Yeah, when you travel to Europe, you can always see like there's a lot of homeless on the street, like even in the fancy like mall,
Yeah.
you can see always there is some homeless sleeping over there. But in China, it's not really the case. I think in China we have that shame that if you don't have a job, it's a it's a shame for you and for yourself and your family.
So it's like the Asian culture, right? But I
Yeah.
think Japan is even like wilder. For them, like especially for for male people, they feel ashamed if they're not able to support their family.
Yeah, I think it's true. So that's why like people would try their best to find a job, even though like the salary is not really good, but they will try their best to get a job in a downtown. Yeah, that's why you didn't see any
Yeah.
homeless here. I think the government also did something like provide some like public housing. Should I say that? Yeah, like the public house for them. Yeah,
Okay.
that's why you didn't see any homeless here.
Okay, maybe this is a lie, but I've been told that the government here doesn't want like have bad publicity, so they don't have homeless here because they take them to the countryside. Maybe
No.
is this a lie?
No, I don't think it's true. I don't think government take them to the countryside. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
No,
I don't.
because in Madrid, in Spain, a few years ago, some politicians didn't like the homeless, like because they felt like, oh, it's not good publicity for our cities and like the foreigners who are going to travel here. So they wanted to like, like put them maybe aside so they're not in downtown areas. So I was thinking like maybe something like that they don't want this to be seen.
I don't think so. I
Okay.
don't think so. I didn't think government do something to push away all those poor people in the city. Yeah,
So they have some jobs and they can just continue with
yeah,
their lives,
yeah. They
right?
can just survive here.
So what's your plan for the future? Do you think you're gonna be moving to another country since your partner is Italian, or you're gonna be staying here for a while, guys?
Um, I cannot vision myself living in another country right now. Yeah, I feel like Shanghai is the best place for me to, at the moment of my life. I think Shanghai is the best city. Probably like in 10 years or in 20 years when I move to another country. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah, because you're still like 27. You're so young.
Yeah, I don't have any specific plan yet.
Yeah. Let's go with the flow. Okay, thank you so much, Kenny, for being here today and
Thank
be
you
so
for
open
having
about
me.
everything.
Thank you for having me.
I'll miss you. That's for today's video, guys. Hope you liked it and enjoy my friend Kenny. He's the best. And yeah, see you soon.
Ciao, bye
Bye.
bye.